Hello and welcome to another video. This time I thought we'd look at the process of how you can program your Agon from your PC and transfer it to the Agon to run. I shall look at some of the tools which I use, but there are others available. The steps you'll go through include writing the code on your PC, compiling and assembling on your PC, sending the file over the USB port to the Agon, and then running the binary on the Agon. Now this does assume that you're powering your Agon through a USB port attached to your computer. The example we're going to look at today will be using the B simple language, but it applies equally to Z80 assembler as well. So let's look at how easy it can be. We've written our program and we want to run to test it. On my Agon keyboard, I press the F1 key. The Agon starts the hex load sequence and waits for data to arrive. I press the F15 key on my Macintosh keyboard. This then runs a script which compiles, assembles, and sends the data over the USB port to the Agon. We can see the data arriving, and it stops with the command prompt when it's complete. I then press the F2 key on the keyboard to run the application. We can then test the program running. Now, although we've written our code, compiled it and sent it over to our Agon, an alternative is that we could copy the binary onto the emulator and run it there instead. This is useful if it's a particularly big file we've created. In the example here, I've used Sublime Text to edit our source code, but you could also use Visual Studio Code or another editor, even TextEdit. You need to make sure that you've installed on your PC the BSC compiler. You'll also need the Easy80 assembler. You can compile the program directly from the terminal command line, typing Easy80ASM with the file name, or BSC and the file name. The send.py script, which is available with the hexload download, sends the data from your PC to the Agon. But that can all be a bit of a hassle. Try writing a script which does everything above. Give your script a hotkey, and even give the Agon a hotkey to run hexload. Here in Sublime Text, I've created a B simple build system, and that generates a script which you can run. In the packages folder, there's a file which tells it what to do when you tell it to build. That runs a shell script file which tells it what script to run. This script file is then stored in the same folder as your source code. It's quite simple, it's nearly all echoing out comments, but effectively it compiles and builds a binary file. It creates a copy on my local emulator folder and prepares the file to send over. It then executes the Python script to send the file over to the Agon, which is waiting with the hexload command. On my Agon, I've set up a couple of hotkeys to load the file and to run it, hotkey 1 and hotkey 2. You can set up several for different purposes. So if you want to speed up your development process, give it a go, create some scripts and send files directly from your PC to your Agon, using all the advantages that your desktop PC has.